Hawke's Bay's Yummy Fruit Company has developed over the years into an integrated business, incorporating growing, grading, branding, packing and transporting apples and stone fruit around New Zealand. John Painter is the executive chairman of the parent company, Johnny Appleseed Holdings, a business that's been involved in fruit production since the 1870s.
The business is a family-owned business. I'm the fourth generation of fruit growers. There's another fifth generation in it as well. Up until the 1960s, we were like many other growers. We were 5 or 6 hectare growers doing our small-time farming. And next door we had another one, and next door to that there was another one. And so the Heretaunga Plains was made up of a patchwork of small growers. Now, since that period, a lot of people have got bigger, and of course since the year 2000 we've seen a lot of consolidation and leasing. We've seen the emergence of big businesses, and the Johnny Appleseed Group has grown alongside half a dozen others in Hawke's Bay. Deregulation certainly has been a catalyst for entities getting bigger. I think they also needed more financial strength, and they needed to have more influence on the outcome of their business and more influence on the inputs. So to have a bigger business gives you the chance to control a greater range of the process from production through to the consumers. With the big fruit, are you having difficulty making sure the pickers don't bruise them?
No, I think they've mostly been careful. I'm treating these, telling them they like glass, you know. Obviously.
Behind all of the factors that might have driven me is always the fear of failure, and that's a tremendous motivator for anybody. You know, being in the family business and losing the family silver was never an option for us. And so in difficult times, we've really grit our teeth, and it's not just a matter of working harder, but we've thought smarter. We've probably upped our risk profile and lived for the upside and taken risk in doing that rather than accepting and trying to manage your way out of the downside. But there's lots of opportunities that have come along, and it's most important to take those. They haven't always come when I've been ready for them, but we've tried to take them when they've come along. So in the form of new varieties and just an expanded business, producing our own trees through our nursery operation has lowered the cost of getting into business. I'd say overall we've thought much smarter in the last 20 years because we had to, and that has produced some upside. When we were an export packer, like most of the industry still is, we had a few main varieties and we handled them in volume. But today we're targeting the retail customer base of New Zealand as our #1 market. We strongly believe that New Zealanders deserve export quality fruit. And for that we need a range of products, looking different, eating differently. And we need to be before them 12 months of the year. So that necessitates that we have a range of product types. So that's what has us in apples and stone fruit. And then to give them something different and interesting to purchase and to take home and eat and enjoy, we need to have products that are unique, that they don't currently have in their eating profile. Together with another young fruit grower at the time, I formed the Yummy Fruit Company in 1974, 40 years ago, to project the image of our new nectarine varieties we'd got from America, to the consumers of New Zealand. And for 20 years, we just played that card in the stone fruit business. But since the domestic market was deregulated in 1994, it's become obvious that we needed to have some new exciting varieties in the apple category as well. Every fruit that goes out of our pack house has our name on it. We want to deliver on outstanding, repeatable eating quality right through the year. So the domestic business provides us with a greater opportunity to run a more complete business than being the wholesale export business. When it comes to new varieties, you've got to get out there and find them, and you've got to be able to identify the ones that are going to be for you and the ones that are not going to be for you. And I suppose I honed my skills looking for new varieties in California, new stone fruit varieties, and to that end I've done 38 visits into California on the highways and byways looking for new plums, nectarines, peaches and apricots. But when it comes to apples, it's more difficult to find new products and new exciting products. But we've been very fortunate. If we look back 10 years now, we've been able to pick up quite a number. And so we have, starting in the early season, an apple from the Minnesota University breeding program in the US called Sweet Tango. And we're very excited about this apple. We've got it out of quarantine now. We've got our first trees in production this year, and we've now got nearly 90,000 trees of that variety in the ground. Then we have a variety called Genesis, which comes from the breeding program of Plant and Food, which is crosses between Royal Gala and Braeburn. So Genesis is an early bicoloured sweet apple out of that program. And Lemonade, this variety that we are looking at here, is from the same program. It's got a throwback to Golden Delicious. Golden Delicious was a parent of Royal Gala. And then we have a variety called Smitten. There's a cross between actually 4 varieties, 2 on the parent and mother side and 2 on the father side. And that comes from the Plant and Food program as well. And then we have a very exciting apple from a chance seedling from British Columbia in Canada called Ambrosia. This is the lowest acid apple in the world, high bricks, it's very sweet to eat, very light ethereal type texture, and that will have a wide appeal to many different customer bases.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.